Now we move to the next lesson. And what is the next lesson? हाल कैसा है जनाब का, क्या ख्याल है आपका. We are now learning about hal. Okay, we'll read the key. It's a very interesting lesson. You will love it, and I will try to explain you, Insha'Allah, slowly. In this lesson, which is lesson 31, Adarsul Hadi Wasalasun. In this lesson, we learn the following. Al-Halu. It is a noun. Brothers and sisters, it is a noun. Okay, I again take you back. Maf'ulun mutlaq. What is maf'ulun mutlaq? Masdar. Al-maf'ulu li ajlihi. What is that? Masdar. Tamiz, noun. And hal, noun. Okay. It is a noun used to express the state of sahibul hal. Are you with me, brothers and sisters? Sahibul hal. This is very important. There is another name for this. What is it? Zulhal. Zulhal or Sahibul Hal. Okay. It expresses the state of the Sahibul Hal while an act is taking place. Ja'a Bilalun. What is the translation? Ja'a Bilalun. Bilal came. Now I want to say, how did he come? Kaifa ja'a. Did he come walking? How did he come? Okay. Ja'a Bilalun Rakiban. Okay. Rakiban. So Bilal came riding. Are you with me, brothers and sisters? Okay. What is Rakiban? Hal. Mansub. Okay. And then where is the Sahibul Hal? Bilal is the Sahibul Hal. So in the sentence we will always have Hal and then Sahibul Hal. We'll always be looking for Hal and Sahibul Hal. And brothers and sisters, this lesson is very, very easy. You are going to love it, Insha'Allah. Here Bilal is the Sahibul Hal, the one whose state is being mentioned. Rakiban is the Hal and Ja is the act. The Hal is the answer to a question, Kaifa. How? In answer to the question, Kaifa Ja'a Bilalun, how did Bilal come? One says, Ja'a Rakiban. Here are some more examples. Ja'a Rakiban. Where is the Sahibul Hal? Mustatir. Ja'a, which is Fi'lu Ma'adin, Mabni ala Fatah, Fa'il Mustatir. Taqdiru Huwa. So Rakiban, the Sahibul Hal is Huwa, the fa'il. Ja'atni atiflatu. A baby girl came to me. How did she come? Bakiyatan, crying. Waraja'at, and she returned in what state? Dahikatan, laughing. Got the idea? So Bakiyatan and Dahikatan are both Hal. But do you see in this, there is a Sahibul Hal? Tiflatun. Tiflatu. Muannas. So if the Sahibul Hal is Muannas, the Hal is Muannas. Make a note of it. Fine, brothers and sisters. Oh, it's too early for lunch. What is the next sentence? Uhibbul lahma mashwiyan. Oh, I love barbecue meat. The smell of barbecue meat makes me feel hungry. Uhibbul lahma mashwiyan. I like the meat grilled, barbecued. Wasamaka makliyan. And I like fried fish. Wal-bayda maslukan. And I like boiled egg. So what are these, brother? Mashwiyan, makliyan, maslukan. These are all hal. Okay, fine, brothers and sisters. The hal is mansoob. Fine. Sahibul hal is one of the following. Are you with me, brothers and sisters? Sahibul hal is one of the following. It can be a file. Fine, brothers and sisters. Kallamani rajulu. Translation: the man spoke to me. Basiman. The man spoke to me smiling. Huh? Are you with me? Basiman, smiling. So, Basiman is your hal. Where is Sahibul hal? Rajulu. Who's Rajulu? File. Is the file. Huh? Pay attention to this, brothers and sisters. You will love it, Insha'Allah. The next one is Naibul file. Huh? Before it was file. Now it is Naibul file. Huh? Yusma'ul adhanu wadihan. Yusma'u. What is Yusma'u? This is fi'l mudari'a lil majhul. Lil majhul. Okay. So what is al-adhanu? Naib file. Now we have wadihan. That is a hal. Where is the sahibul hal? Al-adhanu. So al-adhanu is naib file. The translation is, the adhan is clearly heard. Are you with me? Very good. Or you can say the adhan is heard clearly. Okay. Next one is mafulun bihi. Ishtaraitu dajajata. Okay, I bought a chicken. What was the condition of that chicken? Was it alive? Mazbuhatan means it was slaughtered. I did not go and buy live chicken. I bought a chicken which was slaughtered. So, ishtaraitu dajajata. Ishtaraitu fi'al fa'il. What is the dajajata? Mafulun bihi. And then mazbuhatan is your hal. Okay. Can you see ta marbuta there? Muannas and ad-dajajata muannas. Okay, fine, brothers and sisters. So that is your hal for mafulun bihi. Mubtada. The hal can be for mubtada. At-tiflu fil ghurfati. At-tiflu mubtada fil ghurfati. Jar majrur shibu jumla khabar. Na'iman. Hal. Where is the sahibul hal? At-tiflu. And what is tiflu? Mubtada. Very good. Khabar. Hadha al-hilalu. This is the crescent. Here the khabar is definite. Hadha al-hilalu. This is the crescent. In what condition? Talian. It is rising. Okay, brothers and sisters. So talian is the hal. Where is sahibul hal? Khabar. Very good, brothers and sisters. The sahibul hal is mostly definite as in the previous example. Everything that we studied so far, the sahibul hal is definite. Now sometimes the sahibul hal is indefinite. Okay. And it may be indefinite. Now there are certain conditions for that, brothers and sisters. Okay. I'm going to read it. And then I'm going to write a few sentences on the board for you to copy it. This section has to be read a few times to understand it properly. I will try to explain you very slowly. Inshallah, you will understand. Qualified by an adjective. What is it, brothers and sisters? The sahibul hal is indefinite and it is followed by an adjective. Ja'ani, translation, somebody came to me. Who came to me? talibun. See, now talibun is indefinite. And is there a naat after it? What is it? What is the naat? Mujtahidun. Ja'ani talibun mujtahidun. Musta'zinan. Musta'zinan. What is this word? Musta'zinan. Fountain. Ista'zana yasta'zinu. So what is this? Musta'zinan. Ism fa'il. It is ism fa'il. A hard-working student came to me seeking permission. Very good, brothers and sisters. Or Sahibul Hal. Sahibul Hal is mudaf to an indefinite mudaf ilayhi. Okay. Salani ibnu mudarrisin ghadiban. Are you with me, brothers and sisters? Fine. A teacher's son asked me angrily. Now, if these conditions are not met, what are those conditions? That the noun is indefinite, Sahibul Hal is indefinite, but it must be followed by Naat. Now, condition number 1. Or the Sahibul Hal is mudaf and mudaf ilayhi is indefinite. Okay. Then the Hal comes afterwards. In both these cases, the Hal came at the end, which is normal. Okay. But what happens if these two conditions are not met? Then there are two ways in which Hal will come. Are you with me, brothers and sisters? Please do not get overwhelmed. Understand as much as you can. Otherwise, when you will revise it, it will become very clear. And whenever I will write the examples, it will even make it very clear to you. The Hal should precede the indefinite Sahibul Hal. Okay? Ja'ani, are you with me? Ja'ani talibun. Where is the file? Talibun. Is it definite, indefinite? It's all alone. Now if the Hal has to come, then Hal has to precede the Sahibul Hal. So what will you say? Ja'ani sa'ilan talibun. Okay? A student came to me asking. Next one, brothers and sisters. If the Sahibul Hal is indefinite and you want to bring a Hal, then it will come in the form of a Jumla with Wawul Hal. This is very easy. It should be a nominal sentence connected to the main sentence with Wawul Hal. Now this is what we have been doing it before. For example, brothers and sisters, Ja'ani waladun. What is Ja'a? Fi'al Madi. After that, Nunu Vikaya. What is Ya Mutakallim? Maf'ulun bi. Where is the fa'il? Waladun. Okay? Waladun. So, we want to bring the Hal. So it will be Wahuwa Yabki. Are you with me, brothers and sisters? So what is Waw? Wawul Hal. Huwa Mubtada. Yabki is Jumla Fi'liya Khabar. And then we'll say Al-Jumlatul Ismiyatu. We have to write down the whole sentence. Wahuwa Yabki. This is coming as a Ha. This is what we used to do before. Now, there is an example from Qur'an which depicts the same situation. أو كالذي مر على قرية. What is the meaning of that? like the one who passed by a village or township. Are you with me, brothers and sisters? Fine. So, where is the Sahib al-Hal? It is Qaryatin. Qaryatin is our Sahib al-Hal. Is it definite, indefinite? Indefinite. Now, if we have to bring Hal, we have to bring it in the form of the Jumla and with Waw al-Hal. Wa, hiya. So, what is hiya now referring to? Qaryatin. Wa hiya khawiyatun. What is the meaning of khawiyatun? Empty. Ruined, desolate. Ala urushiha. What is urush? Brother and sister, write down. Arshun is the roof. Write down. Arshun. Is the roof. And what is the Jama? Urushun. What is the translation, brothers and sisters? Or like him who passed by a township while it was in utter ruins. Are you with me, brothers and sisters? So where is Sahib al-Hal? Sahib al-Hal Qaryatin. And where is the Hal? Waw al-Hal plus the rest of the Jumla. Okay. Now these are the rules and regulations. But sometimes there are exceptions. So we have one exception coming in the form of Hadith. What is that, brothers and sisters? Sometimes the Sahib al-Hal may be indefinite without meeting these requirements, as in this Hadith. Okay, brothers and sisters, this is the Hadith. First time reading, Salla, Fi'l Madi, form 2, Salla, Yusalli, Salla, Rasulullahi. Okay, Rasulu is the fa'il, Mudaf, Mudaf ilayhi. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Put it in the bracket. So that we can go back to the Hal directly. So it is Salla Rasulullahi Qa'idan. Are you with me? Translation, brother and sisters. Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam prayed while sitting. Are you with me? While sitting. Very good. Wasalla, and prayed wara'ahu, behind him. What is wara'ah? What is wara'ah? Zarf. What kind of a zarf? Zarfu makan. Zarfu makan. And who? What is who there? Mudaf ilayhi. Very good. Rijalun. Now this is the file of the Salah. Rijalun. And what is it? Qiyaman. Standing. But brother, Rijalun is indefinite. The Sahib al-Hal cannot come like this. It has to come before it. Are you with me? It did not come. But this is an exception. Kinds of Hal. Okay, brothers and sisters? Kinds of Hal. Hal is either a word, mufrad, or it is a sentence. A halul jumlati. Halul mufrad. We have already seen examples of this. Here is another example. Brother. Dakhala al-mudarisul fasla. Translation, brother? The teacher entered the classroom. In what condition did he enter? Hamilan, carrying. So hamilan is mufrad, one word. Are you with me? So that is your Hal. And where is the Sahib al-Hal? Al-Mudarris. Kutuban. Books. But brothers and sisters, kutuban. It is mansub. Now this is where, the thing that I had told you before. What was the thing that I told you before, brothers and sisters? Inna al-muslimina wal-muslimati wal-mu'minina wal-mu'minati. You remember that verse? وَحَافِظِينَ فُرُوجَهُمْ مَفْعُولٌ بِهِ. For what? Ismu fa'il. Are you with me? So now we are learning in detail here. Okay, brothers and sisters. What is hamilan? It is hal. Correct. But what is hamilan? It is ismu fa'il. So kutuban is mafulun bihi for hamilan. Are you with me, brothers and sisters? This is something you should know. Watch for it and understand it. It's very easy, brothers and sisters. Remember, we have learned, and we know thoroughly that when the verb is transitive, there is mafulun bihi. But we also learned that a masdar can make mafulun bihi. Now we are learning that ism fa'il can make a mafulun bihi. Are you with me, brothers and sisters? Watch for these. So kutuban is your mafulun bihi for the ism fa'il. Kasiratan, that is your naat. Fine. Al-Halu al-Jumlatu. The sentence may be either nominal or verbal. Now, brothers and sisters, alhamdulillah, with the grace of Allah, you have worked very hard and we are quite expert, I can say with confidence, in understanding Jumla Ismiya and Jumla Fi'liya. And in Jumla Fi'liya, brothers and sisters, the fi'l can be mudhariya or it can be madi. We know that. Watch for it now, brothers and sisters. Verbal sentence. The first verbal sentence is fi'l mudhariya. Okay? Jalastu. I sat down. Why did you sit down, brother? For the reason of Astamiu ila tilawatil Qur'an al-Karim min al-iza'ati. I sat listening. I sat listening to the Quranic recitation from the radio. Here the verb is mudhariya. Okay, brothers and sisters? Where is the hal? Where is the hal? The whole jumla. Where is the sahibul hal? Tu. Where is the sahibul hal? Jalastu. Are you with me? Sister Ramuna, Jalastu. I sat. So sahibul hal is tu. Okay. And where is the hal? The whole jumla fi'liya. Got the idea, brothers and sisters? Good, brothers and sisters. Now comes jumla fi'liya with fi'l madi. Whenever you have fi'l madi and that has to come as a hal, you got to use qad. That's the condition. Highlight the qad. Highlight the qad. That is the most important thing to determine whether the jumla fi'liya is a hal. Okay? If the fi'l is madi, iltahattu bil jamiyati wa qad. Are you with me? Wa qad. Takharraja akhi. So in this case, brothers and sisters, waw is the wawul hal, followed by jumla fi'liya, and the verb is fi'l madi, and the qad has to come to tell us that this jumla is part of the hal. Are you with me, brothers and sisters? So how will you translate? Where is the sahibul hal? Tu. Where is the sahibul hal? Iltahaqtu. I joined the university after my brother had graduated. Are you with me, brothers and sisters? That is the meaning of the sentence. Okay. So we got the examples of two verbal sentences, in which in the first one the verb was fi'l mudhariya, and the second one, what was the second one? Fi'l madi. But if the jumla is coming as a jumla hal with fi'l madi, what is necessary? Qad is necessary. Okay. Next one is, brothers and sisters, nominal sentence. Okay. Hafiztu Qur'ana wa ana saghirun. Okay. So this is waw al-hal, and then ana, mubtada, saghirun, khabar, and jumla ismiya, fi mahalli nasbin, hal. We know that. Huh? Next one, brother and sister. Ja'at jarihu. What is the translation of this? The wounded person came. In what condition did he come? Have you got damuhu or dumuhu? If it is du, change it. Da. Okay? It is damuhu. His blood. Brother, write down. Damun. This is singular. What is plural? Dima'un. This is your plural. Ja'al jarihu. Damuhu, his blood. Yatadaffaku. Yatadaffaku. While he was still bleeding, the blood was coming out. The blood was gushing. The wounded came with blood gushing out. The next one, brothers and sisters, is extremely important. Highlight it. Al-Halu al-Jumlatu means the sentence which is coming as a hal should contain a word. And that word is called ar-rabitu. Rabata, to connect something. Rabitu means connector. Connecting it to the main sentence. You have a sentence coming as a hal. Now we need a connector to connect this jumla haliya to the main sentence. Okay? Now this connecting word can be either a pronoun, okay, or wow, or both. Are you with me, brothers and sisters? When do you need this connector? When a sentence comes as a hal. This is very easy. You are going to love it because it requires thinking. I always say, whenever something requires thinking and you have to think, it becomes interesting. And remember my advice to you, brothers and sisters, the more thinking it requires, the more interesting it becomes. The more tough the question is, you enjoy more in solving it. Ja'atil akhwatu. Translation: Ja'atil akhwatu. Sisters came. Ja'a fi'l, tahutani si. Where is the file? Akhwat. Fine. Yadhakna. What is yadhakna? It's a jumla. What kind of verb is that? No, mudariya. So it's a jumla fi'liya, and the verb is, the fi'l is mudariya. Fine. It's a complete sentence. Yadhakna. Translate this sentence only. Yadhakna. They are laughing. They are laughing. Fine, brother and sister. Where is the connector now? Either it is damir or it is waw, or it is damir and waw both. I don't see waw. So damir here. Where is the damir in yadhakna? Noon. That is your connector. And it connects to the sahibul hal. Where is the sahibul hal? Akhwat. That is plural. And nun is plural. So this is your connector. What is the connector? Damir. The sisters came laughing. Here the noon in yadhakna is the pronoun connecting the hal to the Sahib al-Hal. Is it clear, brothers and sisters? It's very easy. Requires little thinking, brothers and sisters. Now, next one. Dakhaltu Makkata. Translation, brothers and sisters. I entered Makkah. Dakhal, fi'al, tu, fa'il, Makkata, maf'ulun bihi, fa'il. Washamsu taghrubu, while the sun was setting. So, where is the connector? Wow, only wow in this case. Nothing else. No damir. Where is Sahib al-Hal? Tu. Dakhal tu. Very good, brothers and sisters. I entered Makkah while the sun was setting. Here the Hal has no pronoun connecting to the Sahib al-Hal. The only connecting word is wow. You got the idea, brothers and sisters? Insha'Allah. Next one. Rajatul. Translation, brothers and sisters. The students return. Wahum mut'abuna, while they were tired. Are you with me? Wahum. We have wow plus the damir. Wahum. Look at it, brothers and sisters. How will you analyze it? The way we used to do it. What is wow? Wow al-Hal. What is hum? Mubtada. What is mut'abuna? Khabar. Is it marfu? Yes. What is the sign of its marfu? Wow. Why? Jama mudhakkar salim. You got to write everything. Mut'abuna khabarun marfu'un wa alamatu rafaihi al-waw li'annahu jama mudhakkar salim. And then what will you say? Al-jumlatul ismiyatu fi mahalli nasbin hal. So that is correct, but we want to find out the connector. Waw and damir. They are the connector. And where is the Sahib al-Hal? Tullab. Is it clear, brothers and sisters? Inshallah, it's very simple. The students return tired. Here the pronoun whom and the waw connect the hal to the Sahib al-Hal. Brothers and sisters, these things cannot be discussed in book 1, not even in book 2. And if there is any other book which has these kinds of sentences in the beginning, then the learning becomes very difficult. I want you to admire the farsightedness and the immense planning of Dr. Abdur Rahim. He has planned and he has thought over this and used all his knowledge and expertise in producing these books. In book 1 and 2, you did not get a single Jumla Haliya. Are you with me? You did not get any Jumla Haliya in book 1 and in book 2. It all started from lesson number 2 in book 3. Ma tajaddi wa ana saghirun. This is how we started. And now we are learning in detail about the Hal, inshallah. You will take this and keep it in your mind, inshallah. That is why, brothers and sisters, I admire Madinah Books, because they are written in such a way, they are so well planned, that if you study them, you understand almost 90% or even more of Arabic grammar. Only few things are left out because they are not used frequently. The use of that is rare. But inshallah, when Dr. Abdur Rahim comes in October, we'll all be sitting with him and he's going to teach us all these things, inshallah. Agreement of Hal with Sahib al-Hal. Agreement of Hal with Sahib al-Hal. Brother, this is like Naat Manut. The Hal agrees with Sahib al-Hal in number and gender. Are you with me, brother and sister? Number and gender. Ja talibu dahikan. A talibu Is it muannas or mudhakkar? Dahikan, is it muannas or mudhakkar? See? Singular, singular. Ja'at talibani. Musanna. What is the hal? Dahikaini. Why kaini? Because hal is always mansub. So dahikani became dahikaini. Very good, brothers and sisters. Ja'at tullabu. Jama. So where is the hal? Dahikina. Dahikun, dahikuna, and then dahikina. Understood, brothers and sisters? Insha'Allah. Next one. Ja'at talibatu. A female student came. In what condition? Dahikatan. Singular. Ja'at talibatani. Now it's two students came. So Sahibul Hal has to be Dahika Taini. Got the idea? Dahika Tani became Dahika Taini. Fine, brother and sister. Ja'at talibatu. Dahikatin. What is dahikatin? Jama muannas salim. There is a kasra here. Why? Because it's mansub, and when the jama muannas salim is mansub, it is made mansub by kasra. Are you with me? That's it. Next one, brothers and sisters. One of patterns of the masdar is fa'ilun. Okay? For example, laiba, he played. What is laibun? Playing. Are you with me, brothers? Masdar, huh? Fine. So you keep that in mind. It will come in the lesson. Now we are learning about another pattern of broken plural. Here are two more patterns of broken plural, and these are so very important for us to understand, because this will make the understanding of the Quran very easy and clear for us. Fi'alun, the plural of naimun, naimun. What is the meaning of naimun? A person who sleeps. Make it muannas, naimatun. Make it plural. For both of them, niyamun. Fi'alun. Got the idea, brothers and sisters? The plural of qaimun, one who is standing, and qaimatun is qiyamun. Got the idea? What is the pattern? Fi'alun. Fine. Now the next pattern is fu'ulun. The plural of qa'idun, the one who is sitting, and qa'idatun. What is the plural? Qu'udun. The plural of jalisun, and jalisatun is julusun. Are you with me, brothers and sisters? Now, the same thing, Dr. Sahib will give us the example from Quran, and a beautiful, beautiful verse. This is the verse which starts with إِنَّ فِي خَلْقِ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَاخْتِلَافِ اللَّيْلِ وَالنَّهَارِ لَآيَاتٍ لِأُولِي الْأَلْبَابِ الَّذِينَ يَذْكُرُونَ اللَّهَ. Are you with me? Those who remember Allah. Qiyaman. What is the meaning of qiyaman? While they are standing. While they are standing. Wa qu'udan. While they are sitting. Allazina yadhkuruna Allah qiyaman, qiyamaw, wa qu'udan, wa ala junubihim. الذين يذكرون الله قياما وقعودا وعلى جنوبهم. Okay, so here the qiyaman Man is the Jama. Huh? This is your Hal. Huh? Where is the Sahib al-Hal? Come to the closest. Come to the closest, brother. Yaskuruna. What is in Yaskuruna? Wow. That is your Sahib al-Hal. Got the idea? Wow is your Sahib al-Hal. Huh? And cool down, the same thing. Huh? Very good, brothers and sisters. Now here is a hadith. Huh? Kharaja Rasulullahi. Rasulullah came out. Huh? Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Faiza. Brothers and sisters, this is Iza al-Fujayya. Surprisingly, what happened? Niswatun julusun. What is julusun? Sitting. The ladies were sitting. Okay, brothers and sisters. So here, julus is the plural. The messenger of Allah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, went out, and surprisingly, there were women sitting. So here is the example of jalisun wa jalisatun, and the plural is julusun. Brothers and sisters, we finished the understanding of the key. We take a short break, and now we will start the main lesson, inshallah. Brothers and sisters, we are back from our break. Whose turn was today? Abir? Jazakillahu khairan for treating the class with snacks. May Allah bless you. We are all energized and fresh, ready to study more. Brothers and sisters, I have written something on the board. I want you to understand. We have talked about it many times, but now we are going to study it in detail. Al-Jumalu. What is Al-Jumalu? That is the plural. Singular is Jumlatun. Plural is Jumalu. Al-Jumalu ba'dan nakirati. After a noun which is indefinite, if a sentence comes, then what is it? It is sifatun. What is sifatun? Naatun. Sifatun or naatun means adjective. So a sentence which comes after an indefinite noun, are you with me? Be that sentence be jumla ismiya or failya, it will come as a naat. Remember, I have told you many times. And then al-jumalu ba'dal ma'arifa. What is ma'arifa? Definite. What will that be? Ahwalun. What is ahwalun? Jama of hal. Got the idea, brother and sister? Insha'Allah. This thing you have to understand it very well. Okay, brothers and sisters. Now I have written some sentences. I want you to pay attention. Raitu waladan. What is it, waladan? Indefinite. So what is baqiyan? Naat. Correct? Okay. Now I want to change that into that baqiyan, which is naat. I want to change it into hal. But remember, the noun is indefinite. How will I change that baqiyan into hal? Raitu baqiyan waladan. Why? Because that's the rule. If the sahibul hal is indefinite, the hal will come in front. Normally the hal always comes afterwards. Okay? Look at this sentence, brother. Raitu al-walada. What is al-walada? Definite. Then the naat came, baqiyan. Make that into indefinite, then you have to bring forward the hal. Got the idea? Are you understanding me? You got to keep that in mind. This is very, very important. Next one, brothers and sisters. Raitu waladan. I saw a boy. Yabki. What is yabki? What is yabki, brothers and sisters? Jumla failure. Fi'l and fa'il. Huh? What is the verb? Fi'lun mudariun marfun bidamatil muqaddara. Where is the fa'il? Mustatir. Taqdiruhu huwa. Fine, brother. So this jumla failure has come after indefinite noun. So what is this jumla failure? Naat, the first one. Are you with me? Now, change that into hal. How can I change this into hal? Without changing the sahibul hal. Raitu waladan wa huwa yabki. Now the indefinite noun came, but I had to bring in vowel hal. Okay, and the damir. Okay. Are you with me, brothers and sisters? Very good. Now I gave another example here, and which I have written in red circle, which shows that al-walada is definite and baqiyan has come as a hal after that. Okay. Ra'aytu waladan. Bring a naat here. What will be the naat? What is the naat? Baqiyan. Got the idea? Ra'aytu waladan baqiyan. I want you to change it and make that sentence into hal. What will you say? Ra'aytu baqiyan waladan. Are you with me? How will you say now? Ra'aytu baqiyan waladan. Got the idea? Now, next sentence, brother. Ra'aytu waladan yabki. What is yabki there? Jumla failure. But what is yabki? Naat. Because it is coming after indefinite. Are you with me, brothers and sisters? Fine. Now what will you do? Ra'aytu, make it into hal. Ra'aytu waladan wa huwa yabki. Are you with me, brothers and sisters? Insha'Allah. Now this should give you a good idea. And after writing this, brothers and sisters, if you will revise your lessons, keeping this also in front of you, you will have a clear-cut understanding of hal, inshallah. Okay. Now when we do the main lesson, you are going to tell me where there is a hal. What are you going to tell me? You are going to tell me where is the hal. Is the hal mufrad? Is the hal al-jumla? Or is the hal being connected with some connector? We will only think about connector when the hal comes as a jumla ismiya or jumla failure. If it is mufrad, you don't need a connector. Are you with me, brothers and sisters? But you have to find out in each and every sentence that we study now, where is the dhul hal? Where is the sahibul hal? You got to find out. If you do this very well, that's all, brothers and sisters. You have now mastered. What have you mastered? Hal kaisa hai janab ka, kya khayal hai aapka. Insha'Allah. Okay, brothers and sisters, we start. Adarsul hadi wa thalathuna. Adarsul hadi wa thalathuna. Lesson number 31. Baskin Robbins 31 ice cream flavors. Okay. Al-Mudarris. Free advertisement. Al-Mudarris. Ma laka muta'aban ya Ahmad. Brothers and sisters, whenever you will hear ma laka, what is the meaning? Or ma laki? What's wrong, Ma laka, why are you? Why are you? Then whatever you see. So here the teacher is asking, Ma laka muta'aban. Why are you tired? Huh? Ya Ahmad. Fine, brothers and sisters. What is muta'aban? It is hal. More than that, it's a maf'ul. You got to figure out everything. What is the verb? Mu has come. At'aba. What is the verb? At'aba. Form 4. At'aba, yut'ibu, mut'ibun, and mut'abun. Got the idea, brothers and sisters? So we got to go in detail, huh, brothers and sisters. Fine. Where is the Sahib al-Hal? Ka. Ka is your Sahib al-Hal. Huh? Insha'Allah. Very good. Huh? Ahmad. Sami'atu raninal jarasi. Wa ana fil ghurfati. Okay, now look at, I want you to appreciate the dialogue. How beautifully Dr. Abdur Rahim is presenting us the concept of hall. And brother, he has created this dialogue for us to understand the concept. So you will see in every sentence or every second sentence, hall will come in different forms, you know. Hall will come from top, hall will come from bottom, hall will come from right, and hall will come from left. Hall will come from under the table and under the chair, okay, and behind the blackboard. Okay. So when Dr. Sahib decides that this is what he's going to teach us, then his whole concentration is on making sentences which will benefit us and give us clear-cut idea of the concept. Wa ana, what is wa? And what is ana fil ghurfati? Jumla ismiya. Ana mubtada, and you know the rest of it. Okay, brother? So where is the connector? Because jumla has come, so we have to find the connector. Waw plus damir. In this case, waw plus damir. Very good, brothers and sisters. Where is the Sahib al-Hal? Tu. Damir tu. Sami'atu is your Sahib al-Hal. For ji'atu, translation, ji'atu, I came, so I came. Musriyan. I came in hurry. So what is musriyan? Hal. It's mufrad. One word. So we do not need connector. Okay. What is this verb? Ismu fa'il. What is the verb? Form 4. Asra'a yusri'u. To hurry up. Fine. Where is the Sahib al-Hal? 2. Sahib al-Hal is 2. Are you with me, brothers and sisters? We are going in detail. Fata'ibtu. I got tired. What is the verb? Ta'iba yata'abu. Ta'iba yata'abu. To get tired. To become tired. Aina Samir. Where is Samir? Da'at sa'atuhu. What is the translation? Where is the fa'il of da'at sa'atuhu? Translation, brother? His watch got lost. Are you with me? His watch got lost. Fakharaja, okay, kharaja. Are you with me? Kharaja yabhathu anha. Yabhathu anha. Translation? So he went out searching for it. Brothers and sisters, what is yabhathu? What is it? No, it's jumla failure. Jumla failure. Jumla failure. Where is the file in there? Yabhathu? Mustatir. Fine, brothers and sisters. And now you got to tell me, is there a connector in this sentence? Sister Sukhaina, is there a connector? Kharaja yabhathu? Yes. The connector is damir. What is the connector? Damir. Damir in yabhathu is connected with the Sahib al-Hal in kharaja. Got the idea? But you got to think, huh? You got to think. Yabasu, there is a damir there. The file of yabasu, damir is the connector to the sahibul hal in kharaja. Got the idea? Alhamdulillah. وَأَيْنَ ذُهَيْرٌ وَصَدِيقَاهُ. Sadiqahu, what is sadiqahu? Mudaf mudaf ilayhi, but more than that, sadiqa is musanna. What is actually sadiqani? What happened to the noon? We dropped it. Why? Because sadiqani became mudaf to who, so the noon had to be dropped. Very good, brothers and sisters. What is the answer? Ahmad, ra'aytuhum, I saw them, kharijina. What is kharijina? Hal. How can I say it is hal? It's mansub. Kharijuna became kharijina. Okay? Minal mat'ami. I saw them going out of the restaurant. Brothers and sisters. So in this case, kharijina, okay, it's a mufrad. So we don't need a connector. But do you see what I see here, brothers and sisters? What is kharijina? Of course it is hal. Is it singular, dual, or plural? Plural. So sahibul hal has to be plural. So where is sahibul hal? Are you with me? We got to connect them. Singular to singular. Plural to plural. Very good, brothers and sisters. Al-Mudarris. Ikra'il ayati. Ya Ahmad. Read the verses, Ya Ahmad. Yakifu Ahmadu. Translation, brother? Ahmad stands up. What is the teacher saying? Ikra. Read. Jalisan. Sitting. Are you with me? So what is jalisan? Hal. Singular? Mufrad. Mufrad means one word. It's singular. And it is mudhakkar. Where is the sahibul hal? Where is the sahibul hal? Ikra. Fa'il in ikra. Anta. Tamir mustatir. Anta. Don't go too far. Start after the hal and look for the sahibul hal. Uhibbu an aqra'a waqifan. I like to read while standing. Got the idea? Waqifan. Brother and sister, where is the sahibul hal? Mustatir. Aqra'u. Ana. In this case, it will be ana. Fine, brother and sister. Yasta'izu yubasmilu. After he says, A'udhu billahi minash shaitan wa bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Rabbik firli. What is the meaning of that? Rabbik firli. Ya Rabbi igfirli. Forgive me. Okay? Wali walidayya. Such beautiful du'as in the Quran. Only Allah can teach us these du'as, brothers and sisters. Nobody else can produce these du'as, you know. Wali walidayya. What is the meaning of wali walidayya? And my parents. What is the actual thing? Can you tell me? Walidani, walidaini, walidaini. And then you add ya mutakallim. So you drop the noon. Are you with me? We have learned this, inshallah. You can recollect it. Okay. So, wali walidayya, waliman. No. Add. This is not vowel hal. This is harfu atf. Waliman dakhala baiti, and whosoever enters my house. But in what condition he enters? Believing in you. So mu'minan is your hal. Are you with me, brothers and sisters? So where is sahibul hal? Damir mustatir. Where is damir mustatir? Dakhala. Sister Hafsa, you are whispering to me. I want you to speak a little loudly. MashaAllah. She answers the answers of whispering. Okay, and most of the time her whispering answers, what did I say? Her whispering answers are correct. May Allah bless you. And all of us. And may Allah increase you in knowledge and all of us in knowledge. So dakhala, the file in dakhala, damir mustatir, is the Sahib al-Hal. Next verse of the Quran, brothers and sisters. This is from Surah Yusuf. And this describes the brothers of Yusuf alayhi salam when they put him in the well, threw him in the well, and they now are coming in the evening to their father, and they are now pretending to cry, وَجَاءُوا أَبَاهُمْ. What is Abba? Maf'ulun bihi. And whom? Their father. Okay. Abahum. Isha'an. What is Isha'an? Zarf. Zarful Zaman. It tells us the time. Yabakuna. Jumla failure. Yabakuna. Okay. Fine. So is this Jumla failure Naat or Hal? Hal. Why? Because the Sahib al-Hal is definite. Where is the Sahib al-Hal? Whom. Because abahum, you can say whom, or you can even say the waw in ja'u. Very good, brother and sister. Alam tara ila alladhina kharaju min diyarihim wa hum ulufun. Are you with me, brothers and sisters? Didn't you see those who came out of their homes while they were in thousands? Didn't you see the ones who came out of their homes while they were in thousands? Are you with me, brothers and sisters? Okay. Diyarihim. What is diyar? It's a plural. What is singular? What is the singular? Darun. What is the other word for darun? Baitun. What is it? Baitun. Okay. Darus Salam. It is from here. Okay. The house of peace. Okay. But the darun is muannas. Baitun is muzakkar. There is a difference. Even though they both mean house, but when you use darun, it is muannas. When you use bait, it is muzakkar. So in this case, we have a jumla, ismiya, coming as a hal. Where is the connector? Waw and whom? Damir and waw. Okay, brother and sister. Where is Sahib al-Hal? Well, you can say waw in kharaju. Fine, brothers and sisters. Okay. Ayuhibbu ahadukum an yakula lahma akhihi maitan. So maitan is a singular. It's hal. Where is Sahib al-Hal? Akhi. What is the Sahib al-Hal? Akhi. Got the idea, brothers and sisters? Kaifa halu akhi? Huwa maitun. Are you with me? He's dead. Ikra al-Hadith ya Ali. And Abi Musa al-Ash'ari Kala Rasulullah Iza marida al-abdu aw safara. Translation, brothers and sisters, Iza. When. We'll use it in the present tense now. When the slave of Allah is sick or he is traveling, kutiba lahu. It is written for him. What is written for him? Mithlu ma kana ya'malu. Like the thing he used to do. What he used to do. Mithlu kana. But the mithlu mudaf ma mudaf ilayhi. Are you with me? Because there is a single daman mithlu. So mithlu is mudaf. Ma is mudaf ilayhi. Okay. It is written for him like what he used to do. Mukiman. What is the meaning of mukiman? Staying in one place. Means not traveling. And sahihan. Healthy. Means he's not sick. Whatever he did, he prayed, he kept fast while he was staying in one place and while he was healthy. So if he's sick now, or if he's traveling, it is written for him the same ibadat. Whether he can perform it or not, it is written for him. This is the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that is why Islam is the deen of ease, brother and sister. It's the deen of comfort and ease, Rawahu Bukhari. Okay, brothers and sisters. Al-Mudaris. Iqra al-Bayta ya Aba Bakrin. Bayta is actually couplets. What is it? 2 sentences. 2 sentences of poetry. We are going to learn more about it, Insha'Allah. You will see 2 sentences. Let me write down so that you will have a good idea later on. Baytun means, brother, couplet. 2 lines of poetry. What is poetry? This is poetry. Got the idea, brothers and sisters? Insha'Allah. Read the 2 lines or read a couplet. Ya Abu Bakr. Abu Bakr is saying, Hatta mata. What is the meaning of Hatta mata? Until when? Until when? Until when? Anta fi lahwin. What is lahwun? Amusement. What is lahwun? Amusement. Wa laibun? Playing. Playing and amusement. Hatta mata anta fi lahwin wa laibin. Hatta mata, until when you are in playing and amusement. Wal mautu, and the mouth. Nahwaka. What is nahwa? This is your zarf, towards. Nahwa means towards. Are you with me, brothers and sisters? And what is ka? Mudaf ilayhi. Nahwa is a zarf. Zarfu makan. Yahwi. Hawa yahwi. Write down, brothers and sisters. Hawa yahwi. What is the meaning of Hawa Yahwi? To swoop down, to come to you quickly in rush. You know how the eagle swoops down on you? Wal mautu nahwaka yahwi. The death is coming down to you in your direction with speed. We don't realize it. What will happen to me tomorrow, I don't know. So the death is coming towards us in great speed. Fatihan fahu. and his mouth is open to grab you. Are you with me, brothers and sisters? These two lines remind us, that we must not take things for granted. We must do things as if today is our last day. All that we can do for our family, for our deen, all the good deeds we must do quickly, shouldn't put it off. And we must pray as if today is my last day here. Hatta mata anta fi lahwin wa laibin. Until when you are in playing and amusement and the death is rushing down towards you, and his mouth is open. But this is a poetry, and it has a lot of meaning in it. Okay. Fatihan. What is Fatihan? That is your hal. That is your hal. And where is the Sahib al-Hal? Namir Mustatir in Hawa Yahwi. Right. What is Fahu? I know. We know it is mouth. We know it is mudaf ilayh. What else? No. Fa is mafulun bihi. What is it? Mafulun bihi. For Fatihan. What is Fatihan? Ism fa'il. So it is mafulun bihi for Ism fa'il. Are you with me? And what is fa? It's min Asma'ul Khamsa. Remember Asma'ul Khamsa? Abu, Akhu, Hamu, Zu, and Fu. And Fu. Brothers and sisters. So if those 5 Asma'ul Khamsa become mudaf, their spelling changes. So how will you make it fu marfu? With waw. And mansub? Fa. And majroor? Fi. Got the idea, brothers and sisters? So fa is mansub. Why it is mansub? Because it is mafulun bihi. Who made it fa mafulun bihi? Fatihan, Ismu fa'il. Please make note of it. This is a very important point. It's not difficult. What happens, brothers and sisters, when new things come? We should take note of it and try to remember. And inshallah, next time it will click to you directly. Jarinnul jarasa. Translation, brother? The bell rings. وَيَخْرُجُ الْمُدَرِّسُ. And the mudarris goes out. How does he go out? Qailan. Saying. He is going out, but while he is going out, he is saying something. Are you with me, brothers and sisters? So, qailan is your hal. And where is the Sahibul Hal? Mudarris. Okay. Waffaqakumullahu. Waffaqa. Form 2. Waffaqakumullahu. Waffaqakumullahu. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So, waffaqakum. Okay, brother. Kum is your mafulun bihi. Allah is your fa'il. What is the translation? May Allah grant you success. May Allah make you prosper. May Allah make you achieve your aim. May Allah grant you success. May Allah make you achieve your aim. First 3 questions I'm leaving for you to do it at home. We start with section 2. Jitu musriyan. Huna musriyan. What is musriyan? Hal. Okay. Al-Halu. Wasfun fadlatun yuskaru li bayani hayyati sahibihi. What is the meaning of this, brother? What is hal? Description of the manner of Sahibul Hal. What is it? Wasfun is the description. And hayat is the manner. Description of the manner of the Sahibul Hal. Okay? Ja'a Hamidun Rakiban Darrajatahu. This is another very important sentence. Ja'a Hamidun Rakiban Darrajatahu. Are you with me, brothers and sisters? Fine. Okay. So, where is the hal now? Rakiban. Sahibul Hal is Hamid. Darrajata. What is this? Darrajata. It's maf'ulun bihi, mashallah. That was very clever of you, Sister Nabeel. Maf'ulun bihi. Now you tell me who made this Rakiban. What is Rakiban? Ism fa'il. Rakiba yarkabu wa huwa Rakibun. So here Ism fa'il Rakiban made maf'ulun bihi darajata wa huwa mudaf and mudaf ilayh. Very important. Ishtaraitu dajajata. I bought a chicken. Mazbuhatan. Slaughtered. Look at this, brothers and sisters. This sentence is very important. Hadha ustaduna. Translation? This is our teacher. You are pointing out to teacher. What is teacher doing? Dakhilan. He is entering. Dakhilan al-fasla. Al-fasla. Maf'ulun bihi. Who made it? Dakhilan. Are you with me? Ism fa'il. Make a note of it. We are learning this here. So, dakhilan is our hal, but the word dakhilun is ism fa'il from dakhala, and that made al-fasla maf'ulun bihi mansub. Very good, brothers and sisters. Wa sahibul hal imma fa'ilun kharajat tullabu min qa'itil imtihani masrurina. Are you with me, brothers and sisters? What is masrurina? No. It is hal. What is it? It is hal. Masrurun, masruruna. Are you with me? Masruruna. Are you with me? Masruruna. Jama mudhakkar salim. Masrurina. Translation. The students came out of the examination hall in what condition? Happy. Masrurina is your hal. And where is the Sahibul Hal? Tullab. Very good, brothers. Wa imma naibu fa'il. Okay, brothers and sisters, naibu fa'il. Yukalul lahmu. Translation. Yukalul lahmu. Translation. Meat is eaten. How do you eat your meat, brother? Matbukhan. What is matbukhan? Hal. What is matbukhan? It is ism maful. Tabakha yatbukhu. To cook. So the meat is eaten, cooked. So here, lahmu is your naib file. Are you with me, brothers and sisters? And matbukhan is your hal. Okay. Wa imma maf'ulun bihi. Are you with me, brothers and sisters? Maf'ulun bihi. Ishtaraitul kitaba. Translation, brother. I bought a book. Mujalladan. I bought a book. It was bounded. It was hardcover. Mujalladan. What is mujalladan? Ism maf'ul. From where? Jallada yujallidu. Okay. Wa imma khabarun. I'll just finish this, brothers and sisters. Wa imma khabarun. Look at the khabar, brother. Hazal hilalu. This is the crescent. Talian. Are you with me? Talian is the hal and Sahibul Hal is hilal. Wa imma mubtada. It can be mubtada. Dakhaltu alal mudiri. What is the meaning of this? Dakhaltu alal mudiri. I entered, okay, in the room of the mudir, but while he was sitting there, that is the meaning, okay? وَعِنْدَهُ, and with him, inda is zarf, shibu jumla khabar, hu mudafili, mudarisuna. What is mudarisuna? Indahu mudarisuna. Mudarisu is your mubtada, wa huwa mudaf and mudafili. Okay, what is jalisan? It is hal. Where is the sahibul hal? Mudarisu. So this is your mubtada. So there is a sahibul hal for mubtada. Insha'Allah, you will inshallah revise it. Did you understand this, brothers and sisters, clearly? Okay, we'll move faster, inshallah, on Tuesday. We have a day off on Monday. You will have enough time to revise. Please do revise it. Read on your own further in the lessons, and you will see that everything is very clear to you, inshallah. And we'll start on Tuesday, inshallah. From this section onwards, inshallah. Nice to see you, brothers and sisters. We were studying in the last session that the sahibul hal can be fa'il, the sahibul hal can be naib fa'il, the sahibul hal can be maf'ulun bihi, the sahibul hal can be khabar, and sahibul hal can be mubtada. But in all these cases, the sahibul hal was definite. Are you with me? Definite. Now we are coming to a point where sahibul hal can also be indefinite, but with certain conditions. Okay? Here is the sentence in the book. Al-aslu fi sahibil hal. Originally the sahibul hal an yakuna ma'rifatan. It is definite. Waqad yakunu, and sometimes maybe it is nakira, indefinite. Inda wujudi musawwigin, with the presence of reasonable grounds. With the presence of reasonable grounds. وَهُوَ أَحْدُ أُمُورٍ أَرْبَعَةٍ, means it is one of the 4 situations. Are you with me, brothers and sisters? Insha'Allah. What is the number 1 condition? أَن تَتَقَدَّمَ عَلَيْهِ الْحَالُ, that the hal, which is normally comes after sahibul hal, but in this particular case, it will come in front. It will precede the sahibul hal. Got the idea, brothers and sisters? Very good. What is the sentence? Ja'ani sa'ilan talibun. So ja'a, where is the file? Talibun. See, it is indefinite. A student came asking something, A student came to me asking. But why the silent came in the front? Because it is indefinite. Okay. I am trying to simplify this, brothers and sisters. In this case, when the sahibul hal is indefinite, in this case, if the sahibul hal is all alone, by itself, okay, what is the meaning of all alone, by itself? That it does not have an adjective, that it is not mudaf, with having a mudaf ilayhi. It is not like that. No adjective, and not coming as a mudaf. It's by itself. In that case, and the sentence is affirmative. There is no negation in the sentence. Are you with me? What are the kinds of negation? What are the kinds of negation, brother? La nafiya, or ma nafiya, or la nahiya, or istifham. These are the elements which will make the sentence negative. Mujabun, affirmative, and ghayru mujabin, with all these things, negation. We are going to study it in detail in the next lesson. So the sentence is affirmative, and the Sahib al-Hal is all by itself, no adjective and no idafa, mudaf ilayh. There are two ways the hal will come. Either then the hal can come only in two ways. I should write down. Two ways, brothers and sisters. Either in front of Sahib al-Hal. Got the idea? Either in front of Sahib al-Hal. Okay? Or with waw al-Hal, followed by a jumla. And most of the time the jumla will be jumla ismiya. So Dr. Sahib has given the example, Ja'ani sa'ilan talibun. A student came to me asking. I have changed that in a different way. I've said, Ja'ani waladun. A boy came to me. But he came to me in the state of crying. So, Ja'ani waladun, and if I say waladun, okay, then I cannot say baqiyan after it. I have to say baqiyan before it. Got the idea? Otherwise it would be incorrect. Ja'ani baqiyan waladun. Why would you bring baqiyan in the front? Because it is all by itself. It does not have any sifat, adjective. It is not mudaf ilayh, and the sentence is not negative. It is affirmative. Fine. This is one way the hal will come. What is the other way the hal will come? Ja'ani waladun wa huwa yabki. Ja'ani waladun, a boy came to me, wa huwa yabki. Then what is wa waw al-hal? Okay, and jumla ismiya. That is the gist of it. Are you with me? That is the gist of it. Now, if the waladun has a sifat, then the hal will come after that. If the waladun is mudaf, then the hal will come after it, which is normal. But hal has to come in front if the waladun is all by itself. And or we can then have the hal with waw al-hal. And the jumla has to be affirmative. Read the rest of it, inshallah, you will understand quickly. Number one, أن تتقدم عليه الحال, which is the first sentence, brothers and sisters. The hal preceded the Sahib al-Hal. Ja'ani sa'ilan talibun. Number two, brothers and sisters, أن يخصص بوصف. It is particularized by a sifat, adjective. أو إضافة. What is إضافة? مضاف مضاف إليه. Now watch this. جاءني طالب. Indefinite. But then there is a adjective after it. What is that adjective? مواظب. Hardworking. Okay? Industrious. جاءني طالب مواظب. Hardworking, industrious, persevering, diligent. Okay? Now the hal comes. What is the hal? Musta'adhinan, asking permission. Fil khuruj. So you see now the Sahib al-Hal is indefinite, but because it has got adjective, the hal will come after that. Got the idea, brothers and sisters? There is another sentence. Ja'ani tabibu asnani. Tabibu asnanin. Ja'ani tabibu asnanin. What is the meaning of this sentence? A dentist came to me. In what condition did he come to me? Mustaftiyan. What is the meaning of mustaftiyan? We go to the verb. What is the verb? The verb is istafta. What is the verb? Istafta. From here, from the root of it, the word fatwa comes. Are you familiar with fatwa? The religious ruling. Fatwa. So, what is the meaning of istafta? To ask a religious opinion. Yes. To inquire about some religious matters. What is the legality of it? Are you with me, brothers and sisters? So, Ja'ani tabibu asnani mustaftiyan. Now, what is mustaftiyan? It is your ismu file. It is your ismu file from istafta. Yastafti. Means a dentist came to me asking about some religious opinion, asking about some clarification in religious matters. That would be more appropriate. Asking about some clarification in religious matters. So in this case also the hal came at the end, which is normal. And brothers and sisters, is tabibu definite, indefinite? Why? There is a mudaf ilayhi there. But mudaf ilayhi is indefinite, so the mudaf is indefinite. Got the idea? Alhamdulillah. Now comes number 3. An yasbikahu nafyun. Brothers and sisters, what is the meaning of nafyun? Negation. Wa nahyun. What is the meaning of nahyun? Prohibition. Aw istifham. Interrogation. The sentence will begin with any of these three, and in that case, the Sahib al-Hal can be indefinite, and the Hal will come after it. Got the idea? Let us examine the sentences. What is the first sentence? Ma ja al-yawm ahadun. What is the translation? Nobody came. Where is the late? That is afterwards. Mutaakhiran. So ahadun is the file of ja'a. And then mutaakhiran is the hal. It came late. But it should come in the front. But because if the sentence contains negation, then it will come late. Got the idea? Inshallah, this will help you, brothers and sisters. The sentence that I have written on the board, the sentence has to be affirmative. Okay? The Sahib al-Hal is all alone by itself, and the sentence is affirmative. Got the idea? Okay, but if it is, the sentence says negation, then the hal will come at the end of it. Next one, brothers and sisters. La yadkhul. What kind of a la is this? La nahiya. So this is a prohibition. An-nahyu. An-nahyu. La yadkhul ahadun Qa'at al-imtihani. Translation, brothers and sisters. Nobody should enter the examination hall hamilan, carrying. So it is ahadun, indefinite. But because the the sentence is غَيْرُ مُجَبٍ. It has a negation in it. So Sahib al-Hal came afterwards. What is after hamilan? Hakibatahu. Hakibatahu. What is hakibata? Mafulun bihi. Who made that mafulun bihi? Fa'il made it. Ismul fa'il made it mafulun bihi. So hakibata is mafulun bihi. We say lismil fa'il because of the ism fa'il. And of course, who you know it is mudaf ilayhi. Mudaf ilayhi. Number third. Harfu istifham. Ajal yom ahadun mutaakhiran. Translation, brothers? Did anybody came late today? So in all these cases, we have a negation, prohibition, and interrogation, and the hal came at the end of it, even though the Sahib al-Hal is nakira, indefinite. This we have to keep it in mind. Now comes the fourth one. And what is that fourth one, brothers and sisters? Fourth one is this. What is that? Ja'ani waladun wa huwa yabki. Waw al-Hal came. So, an yakun al-Halu ba'dahu jumlatan makrunatan means connected bil waw, with waw. Okay, after the Sahib al-Hal, waw al-Hal will come, and then we will have a jumla. An takun al-Halu ba'dahu. Ba'dahu means ba'da Sahib al-Hal. Ba'dahu here means ba'da Sahib al-Hal. That who, ba'dahu, who is, what is who here? Sahib al-Hal. Sahib al-Hal. Okay. Jumlatan, makrunatan. Makrunatan means, brothers and sisters, connected, joined. Connected, joined, or linked with waw. Now here is an example from Qur'an, brothers and sisters. أو كالذي مر على قرية. Are you with me? مر على قرية. Or like him who passed by a township. A township. Now comes waw al-Hal. Wa hiya khawiyatun. Mubtada khabar. Hiya khawiyatun. Ala urushiha. So it is jumla ismiya. So waw al-Hal came followed by a jumla. So this is also possible that the Sahib al-Hal is indefinite and hal will come in the form of jumla. Can you see this sentence, brothers and sisters? What is it? Ja'ani waladun. What is it, brothers and sisters? Ja'ani waladun wa huwa yabki. What kind of a sentence is this? Huwa yabki? It's a jumla ismiya. Okay. Where is mubtada? Huwa. Where is the khabar? Jumla fi'liya is the khabar. Got the idea? Alhamdulillah. We had read all this thing in English, if you recall it. If you will recall it, we had read this all in English. But now we are reading the Arabic part of it. وَقَدْ تَجِيُّ الْحَالُ. And hal can come min al-nakirati, being indefinite, bila musawwigin, without any reasonable grounds. Kama fi hadha al-hadith. And it is in this hadith. What is that, brothers and sisters? Salla Rasulullahi sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam prayed. How did he pray? Qaidan. Where is the Sahib al-Hal? Rasul. So it is definite, fine. Wasalla wara'ahu, behind him. Rijalun, indefinite. Now where is the Hal? Qiyaman. It should have been the other way around. But it can also come like this, as it is in the Hadith. Okay? Alhamdulillah. We understand it very well, Insha'Allah. Now the next topic is Al-Halu al-Jumlatu. Al-Halu al-Jumlatu. Qad takunu al-Halu. The Hal can be, brothers and sisters, Jumlatan ismiyatan aw fi'liyatan. Got the idea? Jalastu astami'u ila tilawati al-Qur'an al-Karim min al-iza'ati. Translation, brothers and sisters. I sat listening to the recitation of the noble Quran from radio station. Are you with me? Now, see, jalastu. I sat. In what condition did I sit? Listening. So what is astami'u? What is the madi? What kind of a verb is this? Form 8. Istama. Istama. Are you with me? Istama. Istama yastami'u. Form 8. Form 8. Samia, and put alif and ta only. It's not form 10. Don't get confused. It's form 8. Samia, and then istama'a, yastami'u, and then astami'u. Okay? Fine. So, here is a jumla, fi'liya, but the fi'l is mudariya. Now, if it is jumla fi'liya with fi'l madi, then this is the way it will come. Waw al-Hal will come, followed by qad. Followed by qad. That is the most important thing. Okay? If it is jumla fi'liya coming as a hal, then we will have waw al-Hal, followed by immediately qad. And then the fi'l will be madi. Okay, we have done this before. Inshallah, when you will revise it, you will come across it. Iltahaqtu bil jamiati. Translation, brothers and sisters. Iltahaqtu bil jamiati. What kind of a verb is this? Iltahaqtu. Form 8. Form 8, brother. From lahika, it is iltahaqa. I joined. Iltahaqtu. I joined the university. When did I join? Waqad. Now this is waw al-Hal. Qad takharraja akhi. After my brother had graduated. I joined the university. In what condition I joined the university? After my brother had graduated. After my brother had graduated. Are you with me, brothers and sisters? After my brother had graduated. So can you see here? Waw al-Hal. Okay. And followed by qad. And then the verb is mahdi. This is very important. Okay, fine. Takharraja is form 5. Now it can be jumla ismiya. We are quite strong in that. We did this in lesson 2, book 3, Hafiztul Qur'ana, I memorized the Quran. Wa ana saghirun. Al-Hal, and then Jumla Ismiya. Mubtada Khabar. Ja'al Jarihu, a wounded person came. In what condition? Damuhu yatadaffaku. Yatadaffaku. His blood was pouring out. So, what is this? Damuhu. This is Jumla Ismiya. Where is Mubtada? Damu. Mudaf ilayh. Where is the Khabar? What is that? Jumla Fi'liya. Remember, brothers and sisters, Khabar is of 5 kinds. Okay? For Mubtada, the Khabar is of 5 kinds. Okay, that is our simple way of saying. Actually, it is 3 kinds. Mufrad, Shubu Jumla, and Jumla. But in Shubu Jumla, we have Shubu Jumla of 2 kinds, Jar Majrur, and Zarf and Mudaf ilayh. And when you say Jumla, then Jumla also is Jumla Ismiya or Jumla Fi'liya. So if you break it down, then the Khabar is of 5 kinds. Otherwise, you can say it is 3 kinds. I hope this should not confuse you. Okay, brothers and sisters. The next sentence, Tashtamilu al-Halu al-Jumlatu. What is the meaning of Tashtamilu? What kind of a verb is this? Ishtamala, form 8. What is the meaning of this? Contains. What is it? It contains. It means the whole sentence, the sentence which is coming as a whole, contains, what does it contain? Arabitu. Tashtamilu halul jumlatu ala rabitin. Brothers and sisters, remember, ishtamala has to be followed by harf jar ala. As you know, many verbs have their particular preposition following them. The simplest example I can always think of is Amana bil. Amana billahi. Amana bi has to be, after Amana bi has to come. Similarly, ishtamala ala. Rabitin. What is the meaning of rabitin? Make it rabitun. Connector. What is it? Connector. Yarbitu, connecting it. Bi sahibiha. Are you with me? Rabitun, connector, connecting with sahibul hal. This is the meaning of it. Let's read further. Warrabitu, and the connector is, what is the connector? Imma damirun, either it is a pronoun. Wahdahu. What is wahdahu? Alone. Brothers and sisters, wahda. Why it is wahda? What is this wahda? Hal. That is why it is mansub. Okay? When you say Allahu wahdahu, so Allah is in what condition? Alone. That is why wahda, that is why wahda is mansub. Why it is mansub? Because it is hal. See, this is a very common sentence, but most of us will not understand because we don't know the language. But once you know the language, you'll always know that wahda is the hal. La sharika lahu. La sharika lahu. Wahdahu La sharika lahu. What is this la sharika? La nafiyatu lil jins. Absolutely, absolutely in the category of association. In the category of association, Allah has no associate. See how powerful the statement is? But that power is lost. You can say it and you don't understand it. Wahdahu la sharika lahu. When you know the language, then you feel the deeper meaning of it. The intensity and the power of the statement you understand. Here's the sentence. So, damir is the connector from the hal to the sahibul hal. Connector between hal and sahibul hal. Ja'u abahum, brother and sister. Jahu abahum isha'an. Translation. They came to their father in the evening. Got the idea? So ja'u, they came. Abahum, Abba is mafulun bihi. See the spelling of it? Why it is marfu bil alif? Because it is min asma'ul khamsa. It is one of those 5 special nouns. What are those 5 special nouns, brothers and sisters? Abun, akhun, hamun, fu, and the last one? Zu. The last one is zu. Inshallah, we'll remember it. Fine one. Isha'an is your zarf, zarfu zaman. Now comes hal. Jumla failure, yabkuna. Jumla failure, yabkuna. Crying. Brother, where is the connector? Where is the connector? No. First we go to the hal. Wow. Wow is the damir. Are you with me? Yabkuna means they were crying. They are crying, but we will translate as they were crying. Okay? Are you with me? The waw is the damir. And it connects with the other waw. Ja'u, they came. In what state they came? They were crying. You can even say Ja'u yabkuna. They came crying. Are you with me, brothers and sisters? So damir in yabkuna is the connector, connecting it to the sahibul hal. And where is the sahibul hal? Waw in ja'u. Got the idea? Alhamdulillah. Wa imma al-waw wahdaha. And the waw is all alone. What is the example? Nah. Wasaltu ila Makkata washamsu. Washamsu. So waw is there. What kind of waw is this? This is waw al-hal. It's not harfu atfin. Taghrubu. So what kind of a jumla is this? Jumla ismiya. Where is mubtada? Shamsu. Where is the khabar? Jumla failure. Taghrubu is jumla failure. How will you translate? We reached Makkah when the sun was setting. Okay. So where is the connector? Connector is waw. Where is the sahibul hal? Tu. Wasal tu. Tu is the sahibul hal. Now, the third sentence, brothers and sisters, Jim, wa immal wawu wal damiru ma'an. Together. Ma'an. Together. Ma'an. Again, this is from Quran, brothers and sisters. Kharaju min diyarihim. They came out from their homes. Wahum ulufun. And they were in thousands. So where is the connector, brothers and sisters? Waw al-Hal and Damir. Huh? Where is the Sahib al-Hal? Kharaju. Got the idea, brothers and sisters? Sister Maimuna, Insha'Allah it is clear. Aisha, huh? Sister Sumayya, Insha'Allah it is clear. Sister Nasreen, Insha'Allah. Number 3, brothers and sisters, استخرج من الدرس ما ورد فيه من أمثلة الحال. من أمثلة الحال. The examples of hal. But I think we did it, if you remember. And if you have time, go back again and check them out. And you have Halo Tamarin to guide you if you are confused. Number 4. Ayyin al-Hal. Specify the Hal. Wa sahibaha. And the Sahibul Hal. Fima yali. In what follows. Dakhaltul Mustashfa. Translation, brothers and sisters? I entered the hospital. Huh? What is Mustashfa? Maf'ulun bihi. Huh? It's a place. Okay? So, Dakhala got a direct maf'ulun bihi. When you enter a place, then it is a direct maf'ulun bihi. Dakhaltul masjida, dakhaltul bayta, dakhaltul mustashfa. But if it is not a place, dakhaltu fil Islam. What will you say? Dakhaltu fil Islam. Okay? Because Islam is not a place. Okay? So we got to remember that also. Dakhaltul mustashfa maridan. In what condition? Maridan. Okay, fine. There is now maridan is mufrad, one word. So where is Sahibul Hal? Two. Two. Fine. Wa kharajtu, again two. Minhu mu'afan. What is this mu'afan? What is the meaning of mu'afan? Healthy. Sound. Well. What kind of a word is this, brothers and sisters? Form 3. Afa yu'afi. Mu'afan. Ism maf'ul. Ism maf'ul from afa yu'afi. Good brothers and sisters. Alhamdulillah. And all praise be to Allah. Number 2, it's too early to think of the lunch menu. Uhibbul lahma. I love meat. What kind of a meat? Mashwiyan. Shish kebab. Barbecue meat. Okay. Wasamaka makliyan. Fried fish. Wal bayda maslukan. So see, mashwiyan is mansoob, makliyan mansoob, maslukan mansoob. Brothers and sisters, so mashwiyan is the hal. Where is Sahibul Hal? Lahm. And makliyan is hal. Where is Sahibul Hal? Samaka. All these are definite. Are you with me? Do you observe this? We are getting the Sahibul Hal all definite. So mostly you will have Sahibul Hal definite. Sometimes it can be indefinite, and then you have to follow the rules where to put the hal when the Sahibul Hal is indefinite. And al-bayda maslukan. So maslukan, what is the meaning of maslukan? Boiled. Okay. See, maslukan, these are all These are all ism maf'ul. These are all ism maf'ul. Yeah. Very good, brothers and sisters. Number 3. ماذا قال لك المدرس مشيرا بيده إلي. Translation. What did the mudarris say to you, pointing by his hand to me? To me, ilayya. What did the teacher say to you, pointing or signing his hand to me? Okay, brothers and sisters. Where is the hal? Mushiran. Where is the sahibul hal? Al-mudarris. MashaAllah. Very good, brothers and sisters. So you see, you are getting strong now. You can easily identify it. Alhamdulillah. Ma laka hazinan. Why are you so sad? Okay. So what is hazinan? Hal. Where is sahibul hal? Brother Hassan? Not laka, only ka. Are you with me? If you say laka, is jar majroor. No, only ka. The damir is the sahibul hal. The sahibul hal is damir. Shibu jumla cannot be sahibul hal. Insha'Allah. But you see, it's very easy. We can answer it in hurry and then say laka. It's quite, possible for all of us to say laka as a sahibul hal. But the sahibul hal is truly speaking only ka. Ja'atani at-tiflatu. A baby girl came to me. How did she come? Baqiyatan. See, at-tiflatu is definite. So baqiyatan. So baqiyatan is hal. Where is the sahibul hal? Tiflatu. Okay. Waraja'at dahikatan. Waraja'at dahikatan. So, where is dahikatan is hal? Where is the sahibul hal? The damir mustatir in raja'at. The damir mustatir in raja'at. Hiya is your sahibul hal. Very good. Qabaltu akhawati. Translation. I met my sisters. What kind of a verb is this? Qabaltu. Form 3. Qabala yuqabilu. Qabaltu akhawati. I met my sisters. Raji'atin. What is this raji'atin? Tin. It is jama muannas salim with tin. It's mansoob. It is mansoob, brothers and sisters. So it is, what is this? It is hal. Qabaltu akhwati. Akhwati is your mafulun bihi. Okay. Raji'atin is mansoob. What is the meaning of raji'atin? Returning. What is the verb? Raja'a yarji'u wa huwa raji'un. And the raji'atun and raji'atun. And then make it mansoob. Raji'atin. MashaAllah. Min al-madrasati. Okay, brothers and sisters. Raji'atin is the hal. Where is the sahibul hal, Brother Hassan? Akhwatun. Akhwatun it will be. Because akhwati is because of the ya mutakallim. Got the idea? Alhamdulillah. Now here, this is a nice sentence. Kallamani al-mudarrisu. What is it, brothers and sisters? Kallamani al-mudarrisu. Translation? The teacher talked to me. Okay, how did he talk to me? Mashiyaini. Mashiyaini. What is mashiyaini? You got to be, it is hal. What is the word? What is it? Mashin. Okay. What is originally? Mashiyun. Fine. Make a dual of Mashin. Mashiyani. Huh? What will be the dual? Ma-shi-yani. Now make it mansoob. Ma-shi-yani. Did you get the idea, brothers and sisters? Did you get it? Alhamdulillah. Now this is your hal, but this is dual. This is dual. So we must have two sahibul hal. Where are those? MashaAllah. Ya mutakallim is one, and the other is al-mudaris. Huh? Two sahibul hal. Because the hal is dual. Huh? Okay. Brothers and sisters, we are going to study, but we already know, just like Naat Manut, hal and sahibul hal will agree with each other in numbers and in gender. That's it. In numbers and in genders. Huh? Okay? Because the hal is always mansoob. Okay? The sahibul hal can be anything. It can be marfu, it can be mansoob, it can be majroor. It's okay. Huh? But the sahibul hal is always mansoob. Mansoob. Very good. Amawdhunan yuba'u tamaru am maqilan. Translation, brothers and sisters. Amawdhunan yuba'u tamaru am maqilan. Are the dates sold by weight or by measure of capacity? Huh? So where are the hal, brothers and sisters? Mawdhunan, and why it is hal in the front? Because remember we had done it. Amin al-Hindi anta, Amin al-Yabani. Got the idea? So when you are asking a question with harfu istifham and then you are using then we have to separate them. Huh? So it would be wrong to say yuba'u tamaru mawdhunan am makilan. That will be wrong to say. Huh? So we have to separate them. So we will say mawdhunan yuba'u tamaru am makilan. Got the idea, brothers and sisters? Very good. So mawdhunan is also hal and makilan is also hal. Where is the sahibul hal? Tamru. Tamru is sahibul hal. Huh? MashaAllah. MashaAllah. That is correct, brothers and sisters. What is tamaru here? What is tamaru? Sahibul hal. More than that? Not file. Yubahu. Knife file. What is it? Knife file. Because yubahu is majhul. Got the idea, brothers and sisters? Yubahu is majhul. So it is knife file. You got to think about everything. Number 9. Lima salaita qa'idan. Translation, brother. Why did you pray sitting? Huh? Right. So where is our hal? Qa'idan. Where is our sahibu hal? Ta. MashaAllah. Very good. Haulai abnai. Translation, brothers. These are my sons. Kharijina min al-bayti. Kharijina. This is hal. Is it mansoob?
Yes,
It is Jama Muzakkar Salim. What is the sign of its being mansoob? Yeah, mashallah, mashallah. So, kharaja yakhruju wa huwa kharijun, and then kharijuna, and then kharijina. Mashallah. So, kharijina is hal, and where is the sahibul hal? Abnai. You can say Abnai, Insha'Allah. Now, in the next sentence, brothers and sisters, there are 2 hals and 2 Sahibul Hal. So watch for it. Okay. Hamidun mufradan. Hamidun mufradan. So what is mufradan? Hal. Where is the Sahibul Hal? Hamid. How will you translate? Hamid alone. Hamid alone. Aqwa min is stronger than adaihi mujtami'ina. Mujtami'ina. Okay? So, mufradan is 1 hal and Sahibul Hal is Hamid. Mujtami'ina is another hal. And where is the Sahibul Hal? Adai. That is Jama. What is the singular? Adun. Adun. Fine. Now, number 12, brothers and sisters. Arakibina jiatum. Translation? Arakibina. You came riding. Mashina. Walking. Mashina. Okay? Walking. So, again, can you see here? Came and then Rakibina and then came and Mashina and in between the verb came. So if you were to say Ajiyatum Rakibina Mashina, it will not be correct, brothers and sisters. You got to separate it. Rakibina Jiyatum Mashina. So how many hals we have? 2. And where is the Sahibul Hal? Tum. MashaAllah. MashaAllah. Now is the verse from the Qur'an. قال تعالى وما خلقنا السماء. When you pronounce, you got to be careful. You cannot say خلق. You have to say ما خلقنا السماء. ما خلقنا السماء والأرض وما بينهما لاعبين. What is لاعبين? Hal. How it is hal, brother and sister? What kind of a word is لاعبين? Jama mudhakkar salim. What is the verb? Laiba. What is the verb? Laiba yal'abu, to play. What is the ism file of laiba? Laibun. Make it jama, laibuna. Now make it mansub, laibina. Alhamdulillah. Very good, brothers and sisters. So, laibina is your hal, mansub. وَعَلَامَةُ نَسْبِهِ الْيَاءُ لِأَنَّهُ جَمَعُ مُذَكَّرٌ سَالِمٌ. Okay. Where is the Sahibul Hal? Only na. Only mashallah. Mashallah, Sister Arifa. That was excellent. That was excellent. Only na. What is na? Damir. Damir, na. Halak, na. What is na? Fa'il. Who is na? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So how will you translate? We did not create the heavens and the earth and everything between them for playing and amusement. There is a purpose in the creation of everything. That is the meaning. What is the meaning? There is a purpose in the creation of heaven and earth and everything in between them. So we did not create the heaven and the earth and everything between them for amusement and playing. Laibin. Alhamdulillah. Okay, brothers and sisters, we will go to the next one now. Number 5, brothers and sisters. What is the sentence? أكمل الجمل الآتية بوضع الحال الواردة في المثال. Complete the following sentence by putting the hal mentioned in the example. Mention in the hal coming in the example. You can say hal coming in the example. في الأماكن الخالية, in the empty places. بعد, after. تغييري. What is the meaning of تغييري? And what kind of a word is this? It's a masdar. What is the verb? غير, يغير, and تغيير. Huh? Alhamdulillah. It is a feeling of great gratification when I hear the correct answers from you, brothers and sisters, that the understanding is now taking deeper roots in your mind. Alhamdulillah. Ba'da تغييرها, after changing it, لتناسب صاحبها, to suit the Sahibul Hal, Insha'Allah. What is the first sentence, brothers and sisters? No, but then also we have another sentence. Ilman, knowing. بأن الحال, that the hal, yutabiku, agrees. Sahibaha, it agrees with the Sahibul Hal. Fil ifradi. What is the meaning of fil ifradi? In being singular. Wat tasniyati, in dual. Wal jamai. So Sahibul Hal, okay, and the hal, they have an agreement, okay, in Sahibul Hal being singular or dual or jama. And also with tazkiri and ta'nisi. What is the meaning of this? Mudhakkar and muannas. Fine. Keeping that in mind, Insha'Allah. Brothers and sisters, دخل الطالب قاعة الامتحان خائفا. دخل الطالب قاعة الامتحان خائفا. Translation, brothers and sisters. I'm going to write on the board a few extra words for you. Hal, scared. Are you with me? So where is Sahibul Hal? Talib. And where is the Hal? Is Khaifan Muzakkar? Yes. Is the Sahib Hal Muzakkar? Yes. Singular? Singular. Got the idea? Okay. Now I am writing 3 extra words, Insha'Allah. What is the meaning of wasikan? Confidence. Confidence. Okay? And what is musta'iddan? Prepared. And mubakkiran? Early. So you can change. I'm just giving you extra words for extra practice. Okay. How will you translate it, brothers and sisters, if you were to change Khaifan into Wasikan? The student entered the examination hall in the state of being confident. Okay. Next one, brother and sister. Musta'iddan. The student entered the examination hall prepared. In the state of preparedness. Okay. And the last one, Mubakkiran. The student entered the examination hall early. Huh? Now, we have only hyphen here, but I thought it would be nice to have a little extra practice. Huh? Number 2, brothers and sisters, dakhalat tullabu. Translation? The students. Now it is a plural. The students entered examination hall, and then first start with hyphen. Haifin, mashallah, mashallah. Haifuna will become haifina. Did you get it, Brother Hassan? Haifina, haifuna, and then haifina. And what will you say here? Wathikina. And next one? Musta'idina. Fine. And last one? Mubakkirina. Alhamdulillah. You got it, brother and sister. The third one is muannas. Okay. Dakhalatit talibatu. Dakhalatit talibatu. The female student entered. Qa'at al-imtihani, the examination hall. Khaifatan. MashaAllah. Khaifatan. And next one, brother and sister? Wasikatan. Next one? Musta'iddatan. And the next one? MashaAllah. Write it down. At home, try to write it on a separate sheet. What will happen, brother? You will just get stronger and stronger. And this whole concept will be very, very clear to you, inshallah. Now, number 4. What is number 4, brothers and sisters? Dakhalatit talibatu. Talibatu. The female students entered Qa'at al-imtihani khaifatin. MashaAllah. See, it comes easy now. Next one will be wasikatin. And next one will be musta'iddatin. And next one mubakkiratin. Easy, brothers and sisters? Halwa puri? Yes, it is halwa puri. Alhamdulillah. Fine, brothers and sisters. Number 6. Ayinil jumlat al-haliyata fima yati. Specify the jumla haliya in what comes. Wadhkur. And mention. What do you mention? Ar-rabita. Wadhkur rabita. وَذْكُرِ الرَّابِطَةِ فِي كُلِّ وَاحِدٍ مِنْهَا. And every one of them. Okay, brothers and sisters? Number 1. Hajajtu wa ana saghirun. Now, you got to remember one thing. I'm writing again, brother. Number 1. Damirun. I'm writing Rabi tu. Can be number 1, Damir. What is number 2, brothers and sisters? Al-Waw. What is number 3? Al-Wawu. Wad-Damir. There are 3 situations. So you will have to look for it. So the sentence is Hajjajtu. I performed the Hajj. Wa ana saghirun. So where is the connector? Waw and na. The last one. Are you with me? The last one is your connector. Al-waw plus the damir. Now this is what is the connector. And where is the Sahibul Hal? 2. Sahibul Hal is 2. Very good. La taqrabus salata. And don't come near the salat. Wa antum sukara. While you are in the state of intoxication. Okay, brothers and sisters. So, what will be Waw and antum? Both. Waw and antum, both. Both. Waw and antum, both. Waw and antum, both. Both are connector. Are you with me, brothers and sisters? So, how will you describe the first sentence? Hajajtu, where is the Sahibul Hal? Tu, fine. Hajaj is your fi'l mahdi. Tu is your fa'il. Waw, waw al-hal. Ana, mubtada. And sagirun, khabar. Wal jumlatul ismiyatu fi mahalli nasibin hal. Got the idea? Similarly, La taqrabu salata. What is la here? La nahiya. Tufidu amar. Fine, brother. What is taqrabu? Fi'lun majzumun. Bi adfi nun. MashaAllah. Where is the file? Wow. Sahibul hal. Sahibul hal. MashaAllah. Salata mafulun bihi. Then waw. What is waw? Waw al-hal. Antum mubtada. Sukara khabar. So al-jumlatul ismiyatu fi mahalli nasbin hal. Hal is, where is the hal? This is hal. Where is the sahib? Waw only in taqrabu. The waw is the damir, which is your sahibul hal. Kharajna. What is the meaning of kharajna? Came out. Why did you come out? Natanazzahu. What is the verb? Tanazzaha. Let me write it down, brothers and sisters. Are you with me, brother and sister? What is the meaning of tanazzaha? To take a leisurely walk or to go out to picnic, brothers and sisters. So here we have kharajna. We came out. In what state? Natanazzahu. To go for a leisurely walk. Okay? So what is natanazzahu? It is jumla failure. How will you describe natanazzahu? Fi'lun, mudari'un, marfu'un, bidamma. And where is the fa'il? Mustatir. Taqdiruhu nahnu. Are you with me? Okay, brothers and sisters. So, the jumla fi'liya is your hal. Where is the connector? We got to go to the hal. Where is the hal? Natanazzahu. So is there a connector there? Damir mustatir nahnu. Are you with me? Damir is your connector. Brother, this all requires, what does it require? Thinking. It requires thinking. So natanazzahu is your jumla fi'liya. And this is your fi'l mudariya. And fi'l always has a fa'il. So where is the fa'il? Damirun, mustatirun, taqdiruhu, nahnu. Taqdiruhu, nahnu. Now this is the connector. Where is the Sahib al-Hal? Na, which is also nahnu. See, they meet. If it is the Sahib al-Hal is plural, the Hal is also plural. Are you with me, brothers and sisters? So, nahnu in natanazzahu, it connects with kharajna. Got the idea? Alhamdulillah. Make a note of it. Insha'Allah. Wasalat tabibu. Translation? The doctor arrived. When did he arrive? Waqad maatal jarib. The wounded person died. How will you translate? The doctor arrived after the wounded person had died. After the wounded person had died. Got the idea, brothers and sisters? Very good. So, where is the connector? Only vav. Only vav, brothers and sisters. And then you will describe qad, harfu tahqiq, mata, fi'lun madin, ajarihu. What is jarihu? Is file. File for mata. Well, what will you say? Al-jumlatul fi'aliyatu fi mahalli nasbin hal. Okay? And where is the hal? Tabib. Now, only connector is vav. The vav connects the jumla haliya with the Sahib al-Hal. So, vav is the connector. Only vav is the connector. Are you with me? Because it connects the sentence to tabib. Are you with me, Brother Hassan? Insha'Allah. Jalasatit talibatu. Translation, brothers and sisters. The female students sat. Okay? In what condition did they sit? Writing their homework. Yaktubna al-wajibati. Yaktubna al-wajibati. Are you with me, brothers and sisters? Now tell me, where is the connector? Nunu niswa. The file in yaktubna, that is your damir. And where is the Sahib al-Hal? Talibatu. Does it match? Yes, they are both plurals. And they are both feminine. MashaAllah. Now, another hadith, brothers and sisters. Qala an-nabiyyu sallallahu alayhi wasallam, Ya ayyuhan nasu, O people, afshus salama. Ya ayyuhan nasu, afshus salama. Spread the salam. Are you with me? Say salam alaikum. Means you should say salam alaikum when you meet other person. Wa at'imu ta'ama. So what is afshu, brothers and sisters? It's amar. What is the verb? You have to write the verb. What is the verb? Afsha. Afshu salama. Wa at'imu ta'ama. Again fi'al amr. I'm going to write it on the board. Afsha is one verb. What will be the mudariya? Yufshi. And then at'ama. Yut'imu. Got the idea, brothers and sisters? Now, just to revise our practice of conjugation, let's conjugate. Afsha. Ready? Everybody? Afsha. Afshaya. Afshaw. Afshaw. And then afshat. Afshata. Afshayna, Afshayta, etc., etc. Fine. Yufshi, ready? Yufshi, yufshiyani, yufshuna. Okay, make it now. Tufshi, tufshiyani, tufshuna. So I will write down here, tufshuna. Brother Hassan, how do we make Amar? How many chops? 2 chops. And then we bring our Afshu. See, this is how the Amar came. Of course, At'ama yut'imu, tut'imuna. What will be? Tut'imuna. Again, 2 chops. One here, and we bring the Hamza back. This knowledge is important. You must pay attention to it. Because if you're strong in your verbs, then half the battle is won, brother. You already understand half of the Quran then. Wasilu ahram. I want you to circle wa. Why? It's harfu atfin. Do not connect it with the verb. You can easily make a mistake and connect it with the verb. So circle. And what is now the verb? Silu. And that is amar. What is the verb? See how important it is to know all these things? What is the verb? Wasala. And what is the mudariya? Yasilu. Now I say tasiluna. Brother Hassan, how many chops? 2. Do I need anything? No. I can pronounce it. So it is silu. What is it? Silu. Silu. What is the meaning of this, brother and sister? Wasilul ahram. And visit your relatives. And visit your close relatives. Okay? It also means to maintain a good relationship with your relatives. That is the meaning of it. To maintain a good relationship with your relatives. Okay. Wasallu. What is this, brother? All Amar. What is Sallu? What is the verb? Salla. Yusalli. Tusalli. Tusalluna. And from Tusalluna, it came to Sallu. Billayli. And pray by night, at night, Have you got anything to do with here, with Hal, up to now? No. Now the vowel Hal has come. Wannasu niyamun. What? When the people are sleeping, you pray at night. When the whole world is sleeping, but you are praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, wasallu billayli wannasu niyamun. So this is your, what is this, brothers and sisters? This is vowel Hal. And wannasu. Okay? What is nasu? Mubtada and the khabar. Okay? Where is the Sahibul Hal? Wow, where? We got too many vows here. Only in Sallu. Only in Sallu. Are you with me? Alhamdulillah. Number 7, brothers and sisters. Yaqulu kullu talibin. Every student says, Jalastu, I sat, Akra'u. What is the meaning of that? I sat To read. Where is the hal? Akra'u. How can it be hal? It is jumla fi'liya. And the fi'l is mudariya. Had it been madi, then we would have qad. Remember, waw and qad. But in this case, you don't need waw and you don't need qad, because akra'u fi'lun mudariun marfoon bidamma. Where is the file? Mustatir taqdiruhu ana. So ana is the damir connector with the, where is the sahibul hal? Tu. Ana is the damir which is connecting with the sahibul hal. Got the idea, inshallah? So you should say, jalastu akra'u, jalastu aktubu, or jalastu alabu. I sat down to play, to sit down to write. Number 8. Fatihan fahu. Fu min al-asma'il khamsati. Fu is one of the 5 nouns which have special spelling rules, Takulu fuhu sagirun. His mouth is small. How will you describe fuhu? What is fu? Mubtada. Mubtada marfu'un. Wa alamatu raf'ihi al-waw. Li'annahu min al-asma'il khamsati. And who is your mudaf ilayh? And where is the khabar? Sahirun. Iftah, the doctor will say. Iftah, open. Fa'aka, open your mouth. Okay. What is fa? Maf'ulun bihi mansubun wa alamatu nasbihi al-alifu. Li'annahu min al-asma'il khamsa. Wa huwa mudaf and ka mudaf ilayhi. Fine. This is a nice sentence, brother and sister. Yaqulu bifihi. He is saying with his mouth. Ma laysa fi kalbihi. What is not in his heart. This is a hypocrite. He only says by mouth, he doesn't mean it. In his heart, it does not exist. Okay, brothers and sisters. B has come. What is B? Arsha. So what is fi? Ism majroor. Wa alamatu jarrihi al-yaw. Li'annahu min al-asma' al-khamsa. And then, wa huwa mudaf. And he mudaf ilayhi. Okay. And what is ma here? Allazi. What is ma? Allazi. Okay. Laysa fi kalbihi. Okay. You can analyze laysa. What is laysa? Fi'lun madin, naqisun and jamidun. Okay. Mabniun ala fatah. Okay. Where is ismu laysa? Mustatir. Taqdiruhu huwa. Where is khabar laysa? Fi kalbi. Char majrur, shub jumla, khabar. Fi mahalli nasbin. Fi mahalli nasbin. Alhamdulillah. Number 9, brothers and sisters. Laibun mastaru laiba yal'abu. Huwa ala wazni fa'ilun. Are you with me, brothers and sisters? Fine. Hati mastar min kazaba. What will be the mastar? Kazibun. Kazibun. Now the pattern of fa'ilun. Wa dahika, dahikun. That's easy, brothers and sisters. Kazibun wa dahikun. Hati mudariya. Give mudariya. Hawa yahwi. Afsha yufshi. We did it before. Hati jama. Baita bimana baiti sharing. What is the meaning of baitun? Shi'run means poetry. What is the meaning of baitun? 2 lines of poetry, couplet. Are you with me, brothers and sisters? 2 lines of poetry, couplet, is called in Arabic baitun. So what is the jama of baitun? Abiyatun. Abiyatun. Very good, brothers and sisters. Hati mufrad. Give mufrad. Ahramun. What is the mufrad of ahramun? Rahimun. Rahimun. Write down, brothers and sisters. Rahimun. Are you with me? Rahimun. What is the meaning of arhamun? Relatives. Arhamun means relatives. Okay, and what is the singular? Rahimun. Insha'Allah. Okay. Now we come to number 13. Oh, there is a sukara. Okay, I don't have. I don't have that. In my old book, it's not there. Okay. Yeah, okay. Sukara. What is the singular? Sakran. Like Jav'anun, Ghadabanun, Atashanun, Sakranun. Sakranun. Okay, brothers and sisters? So, Sukara is plural and singular is Sakranun. Fine, brothers and sisters. Now, we have number 13. Niyamun. Jama'u na'imin wa na'imatin. Mithlu kiyamin. Jama'u kaimin wa kaimatin. So here is a pattern of jama, okay, brothers and sisters, which represents both masculine and feminine. This is one of the most beautiful verses, brothers and sisters. Qala ta'ala alladhina yadhkuruna allaha qiyaman wa qu'udan wa ala junubihim. This is the last ruku of Surah Al-Imran. Inna fi khalqis samawati wal ard wa ikhtilafil layli wan nahar la ayatin li ulil albab alladhina yadhkuruna allaha qiyaman wa qu'udan wa ala junubihim. They remember Allah while they are standing, while they are sitting, or while they are lying down. So, brothers and sisters, here is Qudan. What is the singular? Qaidun or Qaidatun. What is the verb? Qa'ada. Yaqudu. What is the verb? Qa'ada. Yaqudu. Qaidun. Qaidatun. And what is the jama? Qu'udun. Alhamdulillah. Fil Hadith, brothers and sisters, Kharaja Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam came out. Fa'iza. What is this iza? Iza fujayas. All of a sudden, or surprisingly, niswatun. What is niswatun? Mubtada. The ladies. Julusun. Julusun. Khabar. What is julusun? Jama of jalisun. Jalisun, jalisatun. The jama is julusun. Like Qu'udun. Got the idea? Huh? Surprisingly, the ladies were sitting, Alhamdulillah. We finished the lesson. We're going to take a tea break now, brothers and sisters, and then we'll start a fresh lesson, inshallah.